angles are like this, they're going upwards. Does that make any sense? When Jeremy was talking about our 40-yard dash, I want to get low and my shin angle is going outwards. That's one thing I really want to work on. And as a three-point guy, if I'm in this three-point position, a lot of our hands are low like this, right? And if we come out, we're not close to our target. Our hand needs to be right beside our chin, right beside our cheek. Does that make any sense? So when we punch, that's exactly what we want to punch, right? A lot of the teachings I'm going to teach you guys today, a lot of people won't teach you these things, so take them as a grain of salt in what you want to do, right? I've just studied this a lot, and it's going to be different. So when I come into my three-point stance, it's up here, okay? And one thing I'm teaching all the college guys and the Rams guys, you see how my butt's up a little bit? What changes this is staring at the ceiling. So if I stare at the ceiling, do you see my flat back now? Do you see my shin angles? They're going out. And then one thing a lot of the kids and a lot of the college guys were doing was putting all their weight on their back foot. So try to push off. Put all your weight on your front foot. So you can't take a false step or you can't go anything, you're just going forward. So if I get into my stance, what I like to do is like toe to heel, down, get into my stance, I'm looking up, over exaggerating it because when you have a helmet on, you won't be able to look that high up, right? So when you're practicing, you're looking up, hands up right here. Now look at my back, it's flat, shin angles are going out. All my weight's on this, so all I have to do is go forward. Simple enough, so I'll show you it again. How I get into my stance, heel to hook, toe to heel, all the way up, hands up. Okay? Can I see you guys just do that right now? Three-point stance right now? Those eyes to the ceiling, eyes to the ceiling. Looks good. Now can we hold that for 15 seconds?
Maybe.
Can we hold it? Yeah. We're almost there. Look at the ceiling. We're all looking at the ceiling, right? My Rams guys can do this for 10 seconds. Looks good, girls. I don't even have to switch much stuff. Just over here, release your angle out. You're more flat. Perfect. Okay, get out. Everybody shake it out, shake it out. Now we're going to do the other side, right? Toe to heel, in my stance, hand up, right? Let's see it. Hold it. Hand up higher, hand up right by the chin. Yeah, have it right by the chin. It's right there. Even higher, right here. Perfect. Stare at the ceiling, stare at the ceiling. Perfect. Bring your butt down. Look at this side, That's it. Perfect, girls. So that's the stance. Does it feel a little different staring to the sky?
Yeah.
Does it? Right? Okay. Now the second thing we're going to go into, just quickly going over stuff. When we go to the line and we see 1st and 10, what are we thinking? Pass, run, it could be anything, right? How about 2nd and 10? It's a pass, so what are we thinking? We're going to go get the quarterback, right? Now what happens if it's 2nd and 3? It's a run, right? So now when I'm in my position and I start thinking about stuff and it's a 2nd and 10, I know I can get off the ball, right? Now it's 2nd and 3, I know it's a run. So I got to stop this guy from getting into me. One thing I like to teach guys, come in here.
Yes.
O-line, do this like you punch. You get into your stance and you bend your arms and you want to explode out. D-lineman, we're smaller than him. Like Dan's 300 pounds, I'm fucking 235, pardon my language, 235, 205 now, right? So if I try to bench Dan, it's impossible, right? We're not going to do that. We're stronger with our arms extended fully out, pardon me, right? Yeah, now when Dan tries to go to me, it's harder, right? Now when Dan tries to block me here, I'm out. Make sense? So when I was talking about my hand placement, right? If my hand placement is low, he's going to get me every time, right? Hand placement needs to be high. So there's two more things I want to talk about before we get into it. We have a run get off and we have a pass get off. What do you think is the run get off? What do you think? You guys probably think a get off is a get off, right? Yeah. So what's a run get off? What would you do in run? You're stopping the run, right? So what I like to do in a run get off is have my hands out right now, right? If I'm pass rushing, am I doing this? No, right? So that's when we need to start cueing in on what the down and distance is, right? So we're going to go over our run stances and our run get offs quickly. And all I want to focus on is I'm not benching, I'm straight out. It looks weird, right? But that's what we're going to do. So Dan, come over here. If I'm going from down in my stance, right? And we say down, so hit, boom, 1, 2. He's off balance, right? Now I go to my stance again, right, hit, oh, right? I'm out, right? You okay?
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dan. But do you guys see the visual now?
Yeah.
Right? I am steel arms like this. Nobody's breaking those arms, right? If I have them like this, I'm screwed, okay? Yeah. So let's all get behind the bag. Half you girls behind this bag, half you girls behind that bag. Right, so if Dan's the quarterback, why am I running that way? Right? I'm trying to get Dan. Does that make any sense? So what I need to do is just angle myself a little bit. So now, where am I going? To Dan, right? So if I wanted to speed rush, I'm speed rush. If I did the old way, you want to kick with me? Where am I going? Nowhere, right? Nowhere. So if I angle myself, I want to bring the fight to the offensive lineman. I want to dictate the fight, right? So now I'm coming at you, right? He goes 1, 2. I can make my move now. Obviously, he's giving me the inside, so I can take the inside, right? If he didn't give me the outside, I can go the outside. So we're not just doing one thing. Make sense?
Yeah.
So that's just to teach you guys why we're angling. Right now, I just want to see the run get off, okay? So run get off, I want 2 hard steps, arms extended the whole time, okay? So it's gonna look like, I want the over-exaggeration. 1, 2. And then go into the line behind there. Sound good? Right foot back. It's on your own go, your own go.
Come on, Emery.
1, 2, yes, good job. Keep your eyes open.
I was gonna say, this is the only thing. Just keep your eyes open, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, good. Just bring your legs in.
Not so tall, but straight out.
Eyes up. Yes.
Yes.
You benched it a little bit, right? There. 1, 2. You're benching a little bit, right? Try to just go straight up. Straight up. Get your hands up. Get your hands up, right? Get your hands up.
You want to switch it?
Yeah, we're switching sides, right? Let me know when you're done. Twice on that side and twice on this side. There we go. I'm going to pause for 1 second. I'm going to pause for 1 second. What I'm seeing is we're getting our extension, but we're going back and forward, right? As soon as I go back, I'm beat. He's got me, right? I really want it to be like I'm out, and when I come out, I'm not doing this. I'm messed up, right? It's literally got to be, lock your arms out right now. See the difference? One more time. Perfect, okay? Let's see if we can do it, okay? Eyes up. Yes, yes, just get the hands up, right? Just get the hands up a little more. Eyes up. Yes. Stay a little lower though, right? Stay lower. That looks good. You're up high like this, right? Stay a little lower. Try to push them, right? Yes.
Nice, Michaela.
Now just get extended, right?
One.
Hey, it was like this. Okay, good job. There we go. Better, better. Good job.
Good job.
Level, okay? Let's see it. Yes. Good job.
A little bit higher when you come up.
Yes. Just get him extended.
I'm done too, but I was the top.
Okay, if you guys, girls have done too, get a quick sip for me and run back. Just quick sip, okay? Awesome, awesome. Keep your eyes open. Kind of close down to the end there. Okay, so them, and I'm gonna lock my elbows out right now. Lock them out, right? So it's not gonna make me step and punch. I just want to step and place. Step and place. So your partner is gonna take a step at me. I want to place my hands. Do you guys see how my hands are placed right now? So when I want to control somebody, it's called one gapping. So you have your one gap, right? If I have 2 gaps, I would stay in the middle and I'm looking at 2 gaps. But that doesn't really happen much. We only have 1 gap, right? So how I attack is we're going to have our arms locked out. We're going to place them. Inside hand is going in the sternum. You're more powerful in the sternum. Outside hand is on your elbow. Bicep. So Dan, you want to come here? Just to give you guys a visual. So if Dan's trying to block me, right, and I get Dan here, where's he blocking me? He can't, right? So I'm trying to teach different things where if I can get chest and chest and bicep, there's no way he's blocking me. I'm going to keep pushing him back, right? But right now, we're just placing our hands and we're working extension. So Dan, you want to come to me? So it's this, right? Get back. You see I'm not benching? I just don't need to push hard, just place, okay? So 10 on the left side, 10 on the right side, and we're going to switch. Okay, girls? You want this one? So on the left side, you go on your own pace. Even stance, girls. Even stance first. Even stance. Even stance. And we're all stepping with the left. Okay? Yes. Don't bench it. Try to extend it. Good. That looks really good over here. Yes. That looks awesome. Yes.
Oh, we gotta come closer.
Yeah, you gotta step towards it. You gotta step towards it. Yes.
So that I can.
Other foot left.
Oh, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it feel better?
It's like,
Yeah.
I want
Better. Now get them locked out, right? Get them locked out. Let's see one more time.
I think we're supposed to do 2.
Do it on the other
sides,
side.
okay.
Both sides, please.
How many was this?
Even stance. Right, so get 2 yards from her and then step to her. And then when she steps, you
and D-line. I want to be extended. I want to control that gap. So let's do it again. Hands pushed all the way to the ground. 1, 2, 3. Good.
It looks good. Yes, you'll get to see how you're right here, right? It looks good, but just get them out like this, okay? Get them extended. Yes, there we go. And also, we're taking this big step, right? Just take a little bit of step, right? I know I'm coaching, I know. Better get them extended, push her out. Yep, there you go. Looks really good over here.
You're awesome.
Good job.
Hey, when you've done 10 on each side, switch partners, right? But then when I got to the pros, they don't do that, so they're all 2 points, right? So the only thing I would say for my 2 point ladies is that when you're in 2 point, before you go, you need to be coy. You need to coy yourself, right? You can't just go like this. There's no power there, right? So if you have power, you need to almost down, set, hit.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then you try to start timing the count because 2 points hard because it's hard to be explosive out here. If you get caught, you're taking a false step backwards, right?
Doing it 3, but generally it's 2, so.
But if you're okay doing a 3, but get good at the 2 too. If you're better at the 2, you can see more. The only benefit as a 2 point, you can see what's happening. If a crack block's coming, you can be like, hey, crack, 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 right?
Yeah.
If I'm here, it's harder, right?
Yeah.
So there's pros and cons. Only thing I would say, what are you faster at?
Yeah, just go fast.
Just go, what are you faster at? What are you more explosive at, right?
Yeah.
Figure that out, and for me, it was a 4 point, right? Because I could really just get low, get this low, and I was so undersized. I was like, I was the most undersized lineman, right? So I had to play bigger and play lower than everybody. So I literally had to get below their shoulder pads, and I'm exploding out, right?
Yeah.
So that hopefully that teaches you guys something.
From an O-line perspective, I'll put this in O-line perspective. I have short little arms. No matter what, if you put your hands into my chest, I like to bring my hands low to high because I feel like I can get engaged with the pads a lot easier instead of grabbing outside, which puts me in a holding chance. So if you reset your hands, if you are trying to punch, let's go this way, and then trying to shoot me this way, it's going to be a lot easier for me to close that ground because your hand's back. So in saying that, that puts me in a better leverage point to win against that. I was talking with the girls over here that if it's harder because if you're playing with the D lineman that's just coming straight hands out, as an O lineman, you can swat the hands, but then you lose the inside gap. Or another one that I've done is you come low to high with your outside hand and you pick their inside hand. That way you can control and close the gap. Sometimes you'll hold their hand and press it all the way up and just run with them. But it's so hard because the D-line's hands are on you right now. Realistically, you think about it, I can go as fast as I can, but if those hands are pressed, how many times have we been in bad situations like that? Too many times to say, right? So in saying that, that's where that D-line, hands out with forcing to the ground, plays a great factor for you guys.
And the reason why I teach that steel rod is like, us D linemen, we're majorly undersized, or we're always going to be lighter than the O lineman. You don't see a 330 DN or a 330 D tackle the odd time, right? So everything we do as defensive linemen, we need to be more technical. Way more technical in what we do. Think what we do. Remember how I brought up what's 1st and 10, right? What are we doing? 2nd and 3, what are we doing? We need to start thinking a lot more as defensive linemen, not just run, hit, run, go tackle quarterback. If I can understand walking up the thing, I see 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, okay, I know what's going on. I have the play call with everybody. We know what's happening. We know what's going on, ready? That we can adjust our stance, our angles, everything to be better. And coming to this camp, learning these different angles and things will make you a better player as is. You don't need to go train to be better. You just need to be smarter out there. Only reason I made it to the professionals was because I was smart and more technical than people. It wasn't because I was bigger or stronger or faster than anybody. I was supposed to go in the 2nd round, drop to the 7th. But I figured a way out to play my game. And all of you will play your game differently. Just figure out how you're good at it. Make sense? So we just talked a little bit of run. Now again, does some pass rush. Sound good? Perfect. So you're passing, right? Is that what we're thinking and making moves as well? Personally, I just ran past guys my whole life, so I had to learn how to make moves in the pros. So that's why I'm more technical now. But let's say if I'm going up to Jeremy and you throw a high punch, right? So let's say I'm going, right? 1, 2, 3, high punches me. What move works on a high punch? Hey, you're never wrong, girls. Don't worry. Just tell me what works on a high punch. What move would you do right now? You want one of these? A club, right? Okay, so a club. Is a club really hard to come all the way up and then down if it's up high like that? Way higher. Wait, exactly. So swipe. When what a lot of girls were doing is you did one hand. I call it a double swipe, right? So I'll go back. If I see a double hands, I'm a swiper. I'm swiping, right? I'm swiping. So if you guys can kind of see when Jeremy puts his hands on me, when I'm swiping with both hands. I'm not swiping with one hand. I'm not swiping with this one hand. I'm swiping with both. Now, my eyes, when I look at Jeremy, I'm not looking at his shoes or his hips or his shoulders or anything. I'm looking at the snake hand. Now, the snake hand is the arm you're making your move on. So if I'm making an outside rush, where's the snake hand? Okay, and if I'm making an outside rush, but always overset me, and I want to take an inside rush, where's the snake hand? Inside. Right. Inside hand. So then if you're taking inside rush, you go from outside to inside. Make sense? If I'm going just outside, my eyes are literally like on it the entire time, right? So back to the swipe. High puncher, impossible to cross chop, impossible to do this. Another one you can do is forklift, but we're not going to get there yet. We get the basic. So a double swipe. When I go, 1, 2, my eyes are on the snake hand. When he punches, I want to think about hitting with my inside hand at the wrist, outside hand at the elbow. So girls, you want to come over here and look? So when I'm pass rushing, I want to pass rush with my hands up, right? So another thing I should have said is I'm not going to run like this, right? When I pass rush now, I want to be able to get into a sprinter stance. And what a lot of the guys do in college and stuff, they just want to run as fast as they can. So they're literally like this, right? If I'm running at Jeremy like this, I am getting hit every single time. And the thing is, the college kids couldn't figure it out. Like, you were popping these guys the whole time. But we started to learn. I know you guys don't get taught this because it's new, and I kind of want to bring it in. But when I get out of the stance, instead of having a run stance, and now I know it's pass, I got to have a pass get off, right? So now I can get off for one good step, but now I need to start running like this. Does that make sense? Because when I'm running like this, I can make a move, I can make anything right here, right? My chest isn't exposed. So, I know I'm going into crazy detail here, but when I get out, I want to start running like this. When I make a double swipe, it's right there, right? So, if I'm like my college boys and think we're just, I don't know, they're just idiots, but, right, they're just going like this, right? Right, I'm trying to make the move, now I'm making the move. Why am I getting hit, coach? I'm swiping, right? It's because your hands aren't up, right? So all I want to do is partner up, have a hand on the shoulder right here, and all I want to see is a swipe. So hit wrist, elbow, now you replace wrist, elbow. And I don't want to just push it across like I did there, put your hand back up. I want to hit wrist, I want to grab the elbow, push the elbow, right? Now you replace, I replace with you. Now you go back. Simple enough. Okay, let's partner up and see if we can get through it. I want 20 on each side.
Control that shoulder. The only reason why is if he can control that shoulder right away, you can work your way around, you can close that gap. Realistically, the only thing you can do is spin the shut me off this way, but at this point, if you're here, I can go and clear that gap to where the quarterback is. So for you, I want you to think like this. It happens at the same time.
Yes, but don't push it all the way, right? Just push it a little bit.
Because that way, you can go from here to shoulder, and you'll be ready for her. Perfect.
Okay, girls, you guys good over there? Okay, did you guys see that? You guys see how the upper and wrist would work now? So now, Jeremy, come over here now. So we have different punchers. You girls probably have different punches, right? You might punch from low, you might punch from high, you might not punch at all. Let them come to me, right? Because I can dictate the fight. So that's how I look at offensive linemen. So you have high punchers. Actually, I'm going to bring Dan here because Dan is a true low puncher. I love it, right? I've known Dan for so long, we know who we are, right? So if I'm going up to Dan and he throws a low punch, do I swipe? No, it doesn't make any sense, right? So what would I do, girls? Club, right? I call it the cross chop. You ever heard about the cross chop? So I'll go on this side over here, right? So cross chop is the same thing. Hands are moving up high. I'm coming down on the wrist, out on the elbow, and I'm coming across like this. So I'm just going to go half speed, walking around, cross chop, cross. So I'm hitting wrist and elbow. So we're going to do the same drill. We're just going to have our hands more down low, right? Cross chop.
Oh, I just know how to block it. I don't need to know it. I'll put my hand up. You just do it.
So cross chop, girls, right? I want to come down on the wrist, out on the elbow. It's a lot fighting. Like everything I'm trying to teach is fighting. When we go out there, we're fighting an offensive lineman, we're fighting a defensive lineman, right? When my hands are up, when I go into a fight, I don't know if you girls have gone into any fights before, but if you're gonna fight, are you gonna fight a girl like this? Hey, girl, fight me, girl. No, you're not gonna do that, right? You get punched in the face, right? When I go fight somebody, I got my hands up, right? I'm not letting them punch me in the face, right? In this instance, I'm not letting them touch my chest. Where can you touch my chest right now? No, not at all. Where can you touch my chest now? Everywhere, right? So start thinking about the little things, okay? So we're gonna all partner up. All I wanna see is cross chop, then you go back. Yes. Laura, let's go, perfect. Let's see it, girls.
Give me a hand. So we're going
So punch a little lower, right? So
then
hit more down here, right?
that one goes here. This one knocks it out of the way.
And then grab the elbows and just push it to the side, just like that. But have your hands up, girls, right? So when you're making the move, have your hands up.
Let me try.
Yes, right?
Okay. So then I'm going down, across.
Yeah.
You want to come cross. No.
It's like the...
You want to come across it. So
So
you're bringing your wrist.
inside.
So you're bringing wrist over top. I'm trying to grab wrist, elbow. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes. I think same thing's going over here. See how you're kind of bringing it down? See how she's bringing it over top?
Yeah.
Perfect, like that.
Oh,
But
okay.
grab the wrist. Yep, now grab the elbow, right? So now when you go on this side, right, I want to come over top. Yeah, see, it brings you that momentum. Okay?
Yeah, so like,
So if I'm
yeah, you always want to throw my head back into it.
And start running where I need to be. So that, you have to work on it again. So same thing. Put yourself in a good position of understanding now how you're going to transfer that or take that to offensive line.
Try to grab the wrist, try to grab wrist, try to grab wrist. So you're trying to grab the wrist.
Yes. Yes.
Then it's like taking me.
Taking. So if you think about it as an offensive line, you play D-line, right?
Yeah.
You're D-line.
I'm
Okay.
also D-line.
So what I want to see, so if I'm seeing that, what I'm going to do is if I know, like Nick, I'll flash him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. D linemen are stupid. They see something.
I'm learning that a lot today.
Yeah. So Jeremy and I want to attack. We want to attack, but if I know you're going to attack my hands, I'm going to flash and make you attack. So if you can go like this and you can control every movement, what can I do as an offensive lineman? I can't do anything. Realistically, as soon as you grab my wrist and then you elbow me, all I have to do is try to pull myself back. Well, you're already there, right? So if you can control those spots, that's
It's so interesting. I feel like we've always been just hit them out of the way. Yeah.
We're swiping. Are we swiping with one hand or two hands?
Two hands.
Now, if I got a low puncher, what are we doing? Cross chop, cross chop, cross chop. What am I on the cross chop? What am I grabbing with my inside hand?
Wrist.
Outside hand?
Elbow.
Okay, perfect. Now when I'm swiping, what's the inside hand hitting?
Wrist.
And what's the outside hand hitting?
Elbow.
Awesome. Now, girls, we're gonna get into our stances and our bags, and we're gonna make a move on somebody now. Okay? Sound good? Good. Dan, you wanna grab a bag over there, and then over here?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Fine.
Good.
Yes, get those hands up, though, right? Get those hands up. Get those hands up.
Don't worry, I want you to do all right.
Yes.
Think about that wrist. Think about getting that wrist.
Awesome. It was good, but hey, your hands are right here, right? Hey, a lot of you girls are looking forward, looking at the entire time I'm on my stance. I'm looking at that snake hand so I can make the move, okay? Let's go. Hands. Yes. Same time. Back. Yes. Yes. Better.
Yes, left.
Yes. Hey, and one thing too, everyone was saying, it was like, don't be so loud. Right? Like punching me like this, punch back. If I punch it like this, I can throw another punch, right? Good job. Your eyes up, right? Yep. 1, 2. Yes! I like your hands up. That was. Yes. Good job. One thing I like.
Do I zoom in?
You just stop, right?
Just follow them. Try to keep them.
Only know when to twice. Only twice aside. Only twice aside. Good? Okay, good.
Just make sure you swipe that wrist and then control that elbow.
This hand kind of like didn't go.
You done two or just one?
Okay, girls. Now we're gonna go through one more. Now what are we gonna do against a low puncher? So if I'm going one, okay, let's see if we can do it. Let's see if we can do it. The guys are gonna punch low. The guys are gonna punch low. They can. Yes.
So zoom in.
Hey, we're cross chopping now. We're cross chopping. Not swiping. Oh, my bad. You were right. Good job. Sorry, Dad.
And then we'll zoom in.
Yes. Good. Just get that wrist over top.
Yes. Really good. Really good. You just missed with the elbow.
Over top of the bag. Get it out of the way, right? Good.
Let me know when we're done twice.
Good.
Good job. Good.
Good. Good.
Good job. Good job. Eyes on the snake hand. Eyes on the snake hand, girls. Yes.
Good.
Looks really, really good. Eyes up. Eyes on the snake hand. That's better. That's better. You got you connected on it, right? Still, slow it down a little bit.
Good.
Better, better, better. Your hands are low. Hands are low. You kind of made it here. And make it okay.
Good. Remember that inside hand needs to grab that wrist.
Let me know we're done twice. We're done twice?
Good.
Everybody get some water.
We got one more.
Get some water. Twice, get some water. Done twice, get some water.
Good. Good job.
With us. Any questions on anything? No? High punching, what do we do? Low puncher, what do we do? So we now need to be like when we go play games, we play other teams, like when you guys play the Riot or the Riot plays the Valkyries, right? look at their O-line, look at their D-line, right? See what they do. You study them so you know what moves to bring that week. If I'm good at I'm really good at the cross chop, and I thought I could do it every week, but then I go against a double puncher and I look like crap, right? So really study your opponent.